Mom. You're not gonna believe what happened.
Angela, are you calling me from work?
Believe me, I can't wait to get out of here and see you guys.
Please don't be any later.
I promise, I won't. What am I gonna do? No. Still in here, wait! Hello?
Angela, are you okay? I didn't mean to scare you.
What happened to my clothes?
Yeah.
What do you want?
I've seen you drive out of here so many times. It's strange being with you. It's great, actually.
Please, if anyone can hear me, someone's trying to kill me. Merry Christmas.
Games, Brains and Head-Banging Life here. The last of our Christmas horror reviews for 2020. We'll see you in 2021 with more. And we end with P2. Yes, that is a shit title.
Yeah.
But it is a Christmas horror movie set at the festive season with lots of festive moments.
Yeah, definitely.
Would I say sit down and watch this with the family? Probably not.
No.
It is got a lot of violence, a lot of aggression, a lot of content that is unsuitable for children.
Yeah,
Shocking moments that will be like, whoa, that didn't expect that level of violence.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Directed by Frank Colfoon. Directorial debut. So congratulations to him. I think he made a very, very solid movie here.
Definitely.
And he co-wrote with producers Alexandra Adjei and Gregory Levasseur. It is set on Christmas Eve, and the plot basically follows a young businesswoman who becomes trapped in the underground parking garage, mainly on P2, floor 2,
Title.
in Midtown Manhattan, where she is pursued by a psychopath security guard who happens to be obsessed with her. Yeah. Cast is very small.
Yeah.
Cast is very small. We have Wes Bentley as Thomas Barkley. Tom, I love him in this. I fucking love him. I think he does a fantastic role in this. I think he plays the creep brilliantly. I think he plays unhinged brilliantly. I think he also does this clever thing where he can come across a little sympathetic sometimes.
Yeah.
But what he does more than anything else is create a villain that horror movie obsessive, can't wait to see him get his comeuppance.
You want to get You want to get his come up.
Yeah, there are two things I love in movies, and you don't get much in horror. One is redemption stories. I think a great redemption story done well can be very uplifting and very, very great to watch. The other one we really don't get in horror much is a villain that you want to see get their comeuppance.
Yeah, because normally they make them to be more like characters, like comic book characters. But this one you're like, no.
Or a lot of the time, what films like to do is they'll have the villain get a comeuppance, but they'll do the whole sequel bait thing because they want to make a follow-up and stuff like that. So they're either not dead or they survive somehow or this, that kind of thing.
Last minute hand through the door.
And that crap. And it's like, no, none of that, thankfully. Yeah. And our other major star is Rachel Nichols as Angela Bridges. She is a businesswoman, a very high-powered businesswoman working late Christmas Eve.
So they set it up quite early, didn't they?
she's on her phone in the office. She's taking calls from the boss. They're talking big money as well.
Yep.
The dialogue, it's very hammy. They're talking millions and stuff like that. It's very clear and very, very jammed in quickly that she's important. She works with high-powered clients, whatever the fuck she does, stock trading. I don't know about what it is, and that it's her life.
But they give the impression that she's high-powered, but she's like a hierarchy. So she's not top of the food chain. Because again, I don't think you'd park your car with all the shit munchers in the office. I think if you were that high-powered, you might have your own private. See, I mean, it seems like everyone parks there. See what I mean?
Well, she's not the boss.
She's not the boss. I think they just wanted to make sure that they know that she was like...
The only thing is, the dispute on that, and you're wrong. This is done in downtown Manhattan. This is New York.
Yeah.
Parking is in high demand. It's the fact that it's got its own CCTV, its own security. This you banged on about this. The car park itself is dingy and dirty, but it is a concrete car park that has its own security, its own access, its own CCTV system, its own fire suppression system. Yeah. You kept acting like this was an alleyway down the corner of
too dark.
Fucking, you know, it's not. It's not. It's to me, it's perfectly fine. We definitely disagreed over this. But we also get a bit more stuff as well, where a colleague called Jim, played by Simon Reynolds, comes in. And basically, he's trying to say sorry for sexually assaulting her at Christmas party recently. Yeah. Now, I do actually like this scene because, and I know this is going to sound so weird, he's apologetic. Yeah. He genuinely is. He starts by trying to make some excuses, but he stops himself as, look, I am just really, really sorry. And she accepts his apology. And
he doesn't lead with, oh, please don't report me.
Nope.
It kind of, it comes across as she's in a right to report him if she wants to.
Yep.
He was just getting his side out there. So she could have, at the end of that, said, I'm still going to report you, but thank you for your apology. Rather than him coming in going, oh, please don't report me, I lose my job. Like, trying to add that guilt at the beginning of it. It was just straight up, this is what happened.
The scene is basically, he comes in and says, look, what I did, I am so sorry for, I had too much to drink, stress at home. And then he's like, look, I just want to tell you, and he stops himself there, like, I'm so sorry. She accepts his apologies. Doesn't make it okay, of course not. No. It doesn't make it okay. No. It's an excuse, booze and all that. Just because you have a few drinks doesn't mean you get a bit handsy with someone you're not fucking in a relationship with or whatever, and so on, or someone who's consenting adult,
But they showed, obviously they do that to kind of show
what will happen later.
Yeah,
it's
they show the other side. Some other side of this guy. Otherwise, you wouldn't know anything about him when you see him later. Yeah,
and I think it's important as well for her character as well, because she does, and it's not like she accepts his apology in a half-assed way or like, yeah, all right then. She just like, it's okay. Yeah. Apology accepted. Yeah. That kind of thing. And and I do wonder if that's like a layer to the bit. It's not because it didn't do it well, but was it kind of like, I would have been interested to see if it was like an angle where it's like, well, she doesn't want to report him because that might affect her career.
Yeah, that gets complicated.
It does, because it's not in it, but it's just a thought, a flash from my head.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it was just like, he apologised, she accepted the apology, but we saw a different side to Jim Harper. Yeah, which is important for later.
Yeah. So she's getting harassed by her sister on the phone. She's basically going to be going there over Christmas. It's late Christmas Eve. Come home. Why are you still there? That kind of thing. She's like, I'm leaving. On her way out, she talks with Carl, who happens to be the security guard, Philip Aiken, played by Philip Aiken. He's working late that night. He establishes that. We also get a lot of establishing stuff here. Yeah. It's clever because it is what's happening, but it's also, this is to show you how limited her options are going to be. Yeah. She's the last off the top floors. He turns the keys so those floors can no longer be accessed from the lift. Yeah. Only the parking garage area, the lobby, will be accessed. That's where it goes. She gets downstairs, that kind of thing. She goes to the car, and her car won't start, and so on. It's here she ends up running into Thomas Barkley. Wes Bentley. He seems perfectly fine, a little jittery.
Being helpful.
But he's helpful, that kind of thing. He wants to help me. He suggests it's a bad battery. Maybe I can get it started for you. You'll be waiting ages for a cab, which is true. It's Christmas Eve. He tries to help with the battery, doesn't go anywhere. She's like, don't worry about it, I'll get a cab. He does. This is where you get your first sort of, where he's like, hey, I've got dinner for one, but if you fancy it, that kind of thing, you can maybe stay. Yeah. And she's like, and he's like, oh no, I'm only joking. And she's like, oh, that kind of thing. Yeah. She goes back upstairs to the lobby, and he kind of just walks away. Yeah. That's it. I like that as well. They could have very easily done a shot of him just stopping and standing and staring at her, and it'd been like, we already know he's the villain. We know this from the blurb, from the everything about it. Like, of course he's the
bad
villain.
guy,
We know
yeah.
this, but let's not make it obvious at this point. In the lobby, she calls a cab. She's got a 40-minute wait. She ends up falling asleep in the lobby. She wakes up when her phone rings. The cabbie's outside. But, of course, the front doors are locked. The place is locked up. So she's trying to find security to open the door. She ends up going back down to the lower floors, P2, to try and find Tom, see if he can help. But Tom's not there. He did actually say earlier when we was talking about it, he'd be doing his rounds.
Yep. So that sets him up.
It sets it all up perfectly. The cab ends up driving off. She sees the cab driving off, and in that she actually drops her phone. As she picks it up, you get a lovely, lovely scare. Not a jump scare either, because the music doesn't go that way, but it's just enough. As she stands up, the light of her phone illuminates. Tom is standing direct behind her, and he puts chloroform over her face. I also really like this. She doesn't just go, oh. She struggles.
Yeah.
She fights.
Yeah. Like she's saying, like,
Chloroform doesn't knock you out instantly.
no, it takes a while to make it fit because you've got to breathe deeply. But obviously, if your face is covered, that's how it takes hold. So obviously, you're breathing it in. So yeah, it would take a little while to go in.
Yeah. And he knocks her out. She wakes up, and she's in his office, which is wonderfully lit for Christmas.
Yeah.
Lots of lights. She actually wakes up and originally and sees like Santa Claus going ho ho ho, and then she like falls back under her consciousness as well. I also like the way they portray coming out of consciousness with chloroform here. How many times have you seen people just wake up and be like, "Where am I?" It takes her ages. In fact, even when she fully comes around the next time, it's not.
Slow questions like, what?
Yeah, like she's trying to get her faculties about her.
Yeah, and the makeup's good because they kind of have like red around the eyes and the nose. Some of that stuff would like
Chemicals.
Yeah, chemicals. It would kind of call that. Yeah, I noticed that she was like slurred. Like when she was coming round, it was all a bit confusing, which is good.
Yeah, and she's sitting at a table in his office with Tom, and he's taking the Santa suit off, and he's being nothing but jovial. Hey, let's have dinner, let's learn and talk. She gets up to try and go, and finds herself chained, heavily chained to part of the table, that kind of thing. And again, he's just like, "Oh, you're hurt, or you're nice." She throws up. He's trying to clean up and stuff like that. And it's back and forth at the table. Long scene, but nicely drawn tension where we kind of see character change in him. He's constantly trying to be friendly. "Oh, I want to get to know you. People should get to know each other," that kind of thing. And it's clear that he's pretty obsessed with her.
Yeah.
This is kind of what they just sort of do. She's like, "Look, let me go." And she tries to play him a little bit, like, "Oh, let me change this tact." And like, "Oh." Then she tries to lie to him.
So she's got a boyfriend.
The boyfriend scene. I love how he deals with this.
Yeah.
As he does, he's like, "Oh, okay then. What's it do?" What? And he's asking her question after question after question until she fucks up.
Yeah.
And it's the car.
I don't know what car he's got.
You don't know what car. And then the instant response, you don't know what car your boyfriend, your fiance drives.
Yeah.
Like
so he's gonna come drive down here now, and he goes out to the. That's a really dick move. When he goes out to go.
He could be coming down the ramp right now. He is an arsehole, this, but she inevitably trips up on her lie. He completely does it. And I mean, she was due to fell enemies. He points out to her at this point, "Oh, man, you work so late. You don't see him much." It's all so...
Yeah.
Like, it's a good attempt by her, but of course, it doesn't work out. Yeah. But he ends up just saying, "Look, I've got a present for you." And he actually shows her the videotape. And the videotape is the lift footage of when she was getting sexually assaulted by Jim in it. You do sort of see him try and sort of like grab hold of her.
Yeah.
She pushes him off and then storms out of the lift. Yeah. And you do kind of like, there's a lasting shot as well where he sort of like, I don't know if he realises what he's just done. And like, that's like, Tom's like, you fucked up, man, and all that. Basically, he sees himself as her protector.
Yeah. He
takes her down to one of the lower P's and the floors, and you see that he has Jim as well, tied up in a chair. And he's basically trying to encourage Angela to attack him, to beat him up. Like punish him.
A big torch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the like a security torch.
Yeah, it's a big old weighty fucking thing. You know, it's a weapon in itself.
Yeah.
But she's pleading for his life. And I think maybe this scene's a little bit too long. As, you know, she's pleading for his life. He's insisting she does it. And they keep going back and forth on the same thing.
Could have cut a bit of that dialogue.
Yeah, cut a little bit of it. But you do see his angry side of his ears. He keeps shouting at her. Stop calling me Tom. Stop saying my name over and over again. Because she won't do what he wants, every time she doesn't do what he wants, he gets angry and so on. That kind of thing. He says, "You know what, fair enough, I'll do it for you. You know, why am I asking you to do it?" He goes out and he's going to attack him, and she's like, "Please," she shouts again, "Please don't, please don't." He stops, turns around, acts like he's not going to, and then does. And just batters him across the head. Oof. And this is the first time we realise how violent this movie can get.
Yeah. Really, really violent with that.
Yeah, really violent, really realistic looking. But it isn't done here. As after he's kind of battered him around the head about 6 or 7 times, Geezer's going to, you know...
Die.
gonna die. His skull's probably fractured and broken and stuff like that. He gets back in the car, and she's like, "Oh, we can't leave him here. We can't leave him here." He's like, "Oh, we're not gonna." And he basically runs the car up against him and starts pushing the chair, and then speeding up and slams the chair and the man into the wall. Does it 3 times, and it is so fucking gory.
Yeah.
Like, it is shock. Like, you'll be like, "What the fuck?" Like, you were talking about, they used a dummy and they filled that dummy with whatever the fuck they could find, blood and guts and everything. We're just like, "Yep, stick it in. We want this to explode."
Yeah.
And it's not pretty.
Yeah.
It is not pretty. And that's the end of Jim. And this is where she first gets a chance to get away. She's handcuffed, but she manages to get away and elude him. He's not in any urgency. He knows she can't get out. He's happy enough just to slowly take his time, almost tease her to a degree. Yeah. And we do get a lot of times where we see her attempts to escape. She tries to get reception by using her phone to call the police. That actually does work, as the police do turn up later on.
Yeah.
And that's where Tom manages to get rid of them and stuff like that. Great sequence with the police. Great storytelling. Definitely. Great tense moments. This film does tension very, very well.
And it's one of the things the police don't just accept security, a parking garage security guy's word for it.
Yep, I did really like that. I did really like the fact that these police were good. They came in. He was like, "Yeah, I haven't seen anything." They were like, "Oh, we're gonna look around." Yeah. They looked around. They stopped occasionally. They saw him. They talked. They weren't. As you said, they weren't willing to just go, "Okay, well, this guy says it's fine."
Yeah.
That kind of thing,
because it is, seniority. Like, security guards would answer to the police. Like, the chain of command, you are employed by a company which would ultimately be controlled by the police. So, yeah, we're coming in.
Absolutely. And during this period, Tom had locked Angela in a boot of a car. He'd hit her with a taser and electrocuted her and so on. Another period during this big section, the middle of the movie, basically, the chase portion of the movie, involves her managing to get into the lift, finding out she can't go to the higher floors, can't get to the lobby, so just stopping the lift in the middle in the floors.
Like locking it.
Yeah, locking it, so it's stuck between floors, he can't get in. He tries to taunt her across the radio, tries to pretend to be someone who's going to rescue her.
Oh, that's horrible, that.
But then taunts her as well as that, and you kind of see she's losing her shit here. And it is building. What I love, and great acting by Rachel Nicholas, is that you know, and you can see it, and it's like, you keep poking, you keep pushing her. Like any animal. You're showing her she's got no other option. There's no escape. You're killing off other people. No one's coming to save you. Then what are you going to have to do? You're going to have to fight. And at this point in the movie as well, you're just like,
come on,
grab something and beat this guy in the face. You want him dead. You really fucking do. But he also ingeniously gets out of the lift by dropping a fire hose.
Yep, down the lift shaft.
Down the shaft and flooding the lift. Love it. He also then drops the body of Carl in there as well, so she finds Carl's dead as well. Well shot. Love the shot of the lift door opening and the water flooding out. It's stuff you had to actually do.
Yeah.
And I love that.
That's what we like about things like that.
And she's in a rough place, man, because he redressed her in this white, thin dress. It's freezing cold. She's not in a good place.
No shoes on. Yeah.
But this is it. She ends up cowering in a corner while he sings Blue Christmas, Elvis's Blue Christmas, across the mic, playing an entire garage, and she's shivering and all that. But you see the change, and she finds an axe, fire axe kind of thing, and she's after him. And it's brilliant as he's singing Blue Christmas. You see her going around. He's not paying attention. The monitor's smashing the cameras, and you're like, yes, fuck this dude. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Can't see you. Can't see me as much. Yeah.
It's actually this sequence where actually we did jump ahead, where she goes to attack him, but ends up getting tasered as the police arrive. We then go through the entire police sequence. She gets out of the boat and just gets back to where the police are leaving as the doors are shuttering, and he's standing there, Tom, with his dog, and he sets his dog on her. We didn't actually mention the dog, but he has a dog that is a dick of a dog. Yeah. It's a dog that's got, you know.
It's cute when he's not being nasty.
Yeah, it's that basically. He sets the dog after her, so she runs away from the dog, ends up getting inside of a car, smashing a window. The dog, and she kills the dog. Violent. This is again. Suddenly it's like super violent. She stabs this dog in the head, and the crunch and the blood. She gets splattered. It is not nice at all. So yeah, she ends up hiding underneath the cars as he comes along and finds his dog. He's obviously furious about his dog being killed, and she breaks and finds her way into the rental car place, looking for a key in there. She actually sets him up nicely here and sets him up for his fall. She tries to call the police, but the line is engaged. Too many calls on Christmas Eve. He's tracking her now. He's got the taser and so on. But she ends up getting into a car, and it's a pretty fun car chase through the parking lot. He's in one car, she's in another. And they end up facing off against each other. Chicken time. Yep. Loved it. Because you are... And, like, I love the scene of her... You just like, oh, yeah, she's done. Yeah. She puts a seatbelt on. Yeah. And it's a clear... She's not going to stop. No. And he does. He pulls his car out of the way. And she's obviously cheering and so on, that kind of thing. But in her panic and stuff, excitement, she ends up crashing the car, flipping it. Yeah. And so when it lands upright, he comes over. And he's still trying to be like, oh, I'll help you. You're hurt. And you kind of know it's coming because she's like slumped down and all that. And she's like, and you know it's coming and you're just waiting for it. She's pretending. She stabs him in the eye. Right in the eye with a nail file. Was it nail file? No, yeah, because she was trying to undo an ice pick. Trying to undo the handcuffs.
In the office, wasn't it? Yeah.
But she stabs him in the eye. Awful. And stabs him in the eye, knocks him down, gets the keys, takes the handcuffs off, and then handcuffs him to the door of the car. And he's obviously lying there and he's hurt and there's damage to the car. And you get a brief shot with like fuel going everywhere and all that. She grabs his taser and she's walking away and he's all like, look, I'm sorry, I only wanted to be friends, all this kind of thing and so on. And she goes to walk away. Yeah. And he calls her a cunt. Yeah. He calls her a fucking cunt. And it's just like, oh, you're just the worst, dude. Yeah. And she turns around and the fuel sort of created a line towards her. And she sort of bends down and he realises what she's about to do. Yeah. And she puts the taser to the fuel and it leads across and he goes up in flames. And he dies. And you're like, damn fucking right. Yeah. You didn't deserve to get out of this one alive. You know, you didn't. Not. You know? Absolutely. And fire sets the sprinklers off. Yeah. And she's able to... Last shot is of a very snowy New York of her battered and covered in blood and bruised walking down Manhattan as in the distance you see fire engine and police cars arriving. Yeah. And that's the movie.
I really liked it.
It's the second time I've seen it, and I really like it.
It's tense. It was good. I like something a bit different.
It's a good horror movie.
And the fact it doesn't go too far over the top with it. And when I was reading about Wes Bentley yesterday, personal issues and stuff like that, you're like, oh, so he was going through quite a bit, and you still like did okay in this film.
He still did a good role.
Yeah, I really liked it because he's quite handsome. Like he's not hideous like old freak sitting down in the security office. Like he was, because there's a couple of times where she looks at him like, not we've discussed. She's like, but not either way. She wasn't like looking. I'm not going to sit down and dinner with you. But for a drink in a bar, she might have gone for a drink with him. That kind of situation.
Absolutely.
It wasn't off the cards that she wouldn't have gone off with him. Maybe that kind of thing. And I feel like he did. I think they did well. She played harassed. She played the. I was going to say victim, but she's not in the end. She wasn't.
Oh, she's a victim turned fighter.
And the family setup was done quite well. So like the phone call from sister was obviously like, oh God, you said you're going to do something, come over. Yep. The mum's like, we just want you to kind of come back. If you're ill, look after yourself, kinds of things like that. I thought it was really, really well done. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, I do really enjoy this movie. As said already, great cast. Its basic story, obsessed stalker stalks and kills people to get to his victim, is nothing new. However, what they did, the location, while bland, being a concrete parking garage, worked really well in conjunction to what it was trying to do. It made the starkness of the concrete grey and black and so on against the Christmas lights, because the Christmas aspect, while not in over the top here, is there enough to make this a Christmas horror movie, particularly its setting and its time, and how that works into every aspect, from
the emptiness of everything.
That's it, very important. The emptiness, the difficulty. When she's calling out in the street for help, and the only person that responds is a homeless woman who's obviously not right in her head. That's because it's literally... Oh, we see a clock at a certain point. We see a clock and it's 20 past 3 in the morning. Yeah. Do you see what I mean? Like, Manhattan would be empty. The streets would be empty and so on. All of this works and could only work if it was Christmas morning. Yeah.
I liked the location as well because you kind of got to know where things were just by watching the film. So, like, you knew that P2... We're forgetting about the film title, but you knew that P2 was where his office was because it's the only thing that was lit up.
Yep.
And when they get to different floors, they would just give you a flash of what floor you're on.
Yeah, like P1.
Yeah, like because it's painted on the walls and stuff like that, so you get an idea of like where
it made it.
Trying to play.
Yeah, you started to create this image of this garage block in your head, and you end up creating this little bubble and this whole little world, and you believe it, and you're drawn into it, This very small cast as well, which is super fucking important. Ultimately, when it comes down to it, it's a 2-person cast.
And it does give you the feeling that like everything that I thought of was thought of in the film about why she couldn't get away and things like that. Yeah, I appreciated it.
Yeah, they did a lot of work to make this all make sense. I think if you're after an action-packed horror movie, you're probably going to find yourself disappointed here. It's a slow burn of a movie. It relies heavily on tension. It makes a few trips here and there.
Yeah.
I should add this. We didn't mention this, but it does open with a part of the ending, which is really stupid, which is it opens with her breaking out of the boot.
Yeah.
Why?
You didn't need that.
It's utterly absurd to do that. But thankfully, when we do get to that point, we've still got a good 15 minutes, 15 minutes to run. And it doesn't spoil anything of that. But it does make you go, fuck, why? Why is that there? I hate that trope. It often spoils movies. And it instantly made you aware that her situation was bad to that extent.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which is a flaw in itself. I think sometimes her reaction could have been better, where it's like, I'm waiting for her to fight back, and it's just like, now's your time, now's the moment. No, we're not there quite yet.
Yeah.
And I wanted that and so on. But ultimately, my love of this comes from simply the fact that here's a villain, hate him.
Yeah.
Here's a heroine, love her.
Yeah.
And this works.
Yeah.
That's what exactly we get. I was on her side. I wanted her to win, and I wanted him to lose.
Yep.
And that's what we got. Perfect. If it had ended in any other way, I'd have been disappointed.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
P2, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon and help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?